Oh, yeah, about shits we did, which was the basis for Leo's seminal hit podcast, Shit Stories. That every now and then I get recommended. Listen to Andy's app talk about his shit, and it's got like 50 views. And I'm like, no. And welcome to yet another episode of the Three Speech Podcast. As ever, I'm joined by the Bajan sensation, Mr. Hate Speech.
Zip zap, zippity zip zap.
I'm the mad lad of Jihad, and today we're not joined by the gorilla Vanilla, as he is on holiday and doesn't even have the courtesy to dial in with a palm tree coming out of his head.
Where's he going on holiday?
I don't know, Tenerife or something.
All right.
Where's we've got a standing producer who doesn't want to be associated with us or have his name mentioned on air.
He says he's worried about being associated with our fascism.
Yeah, and he is ginger, and he's white, so he's probably definitely a racist. What's your name, Jack? Matt. There you go. It was to trick him into talking. It's Matt.
Darius ingratiating himself with everyone.
Well, anyway, Mooch isn't here, but it's been a mad week. As a comedian, you know, this will probably be old by the time it comes out, but Chris Rock getting slapped. What do you think of that?
At first I thought, well, no, I'm thinking it might have been staged.
But you're big on conspiracy theories. You think everything is like staged. No. The moon landings, fucking 9/11, Chris Rock getting slapped in the face.
No, at first I thought it was real, but now I'm going to believe, because there's certain pictures where it looks a bit jokey. And also, for that whole interaction, Chris Rock had his hands behind his back. Yeah. And if someone comes to slap you, you're going to automatically flinch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think he knew that was coming. So it might have been staged, but I still took all that time to roast Will Smith because I was never a fan of Will Smith, really, and I want to see his downfall.
Yeah, and also he's picking on somebody who's like a lot smaller than him.
Yeah, a lot smaller, a lot older. He shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Well, Chris Rock can't be much older than Fresh Prince, is he?
I think he probably is.
I think Will Smith's like 53.
I don't know how old Will Smith.
I think Chris Rock is definitely the older one.
Right. I thought when it happened, I thought it was definitely real. I still think it's real, but it definitely came at an opportunistic time for the Oscars.
Very opportune.
Nobody's watching it anymore. Like 10 years ago, they're getting 50 million viewers, and now they're getting under 10 million because nobody gives a shit. If you want to see celebrities in a dress or whatever, you can just go on their Instagram.
I also thought it was real. Then I saw the same picture Nico thought, which was shared by someone who's definitely not a conspiracy theorist. It was shared by Alistair Williams, and it had a thing on his cheek. It looked like it was on his cheek. And then everyone was like, yeah, but it's so realistic. I thought, well, maybe if an Oscar-winning actor, if anyone can make it look realistic, it'd be Oscar-winning actors. Yeah. So
that picture wasn't the one for me, though. It's the one where they're both smiling. He smiles after he delivers the slap, and it's from an upper angle. And then the fact that his hands were behind his back the whole time, that made me think, hang on, somebody comes and slaps. Even if you got slow reflexes, you're going to at least
it didn't even
bring a hand up.
I think
he had both hands.
Context, because context is so important, isn't it, Darius?
Well, we'll get into that argument in a second.
So they're at the Oscars, so I think Chris Rock would have thought, whatever's happened, he wouldn't expect to get slapped or anything.
Yeah, he might not expect
but
to get
I was
slapped.
surprised that, he didn't.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Automatic.
It doesn't matter. Also, as a hand is coming, a hand is coming. Don't matter where you are.
It didn't even touch his face.
But you've been trained in martial art combat, so you've got that muscle memory.
You didn't just put your hand there.
But
yeah.
Because I knew it was I'm not gonna get slapped.
Well, that's what Chris Rock thought.
It was a shit slap as well. It was like a drunk woman at a wedding.
Open hand.
Yeah, it's like why not hit him with a handbag?
It was a disgrace to Muhammad Ali. He played Muhammad Ali.
Also, he's upset about what Chris Rock was saying about his wife. He's like, man, you want to be slapping all those dicks out your wife's mouth. That's what you want to be slapping.
Dick.
Yeah, it was. I know it's a weird one, but then they say ticket sales for Rock's show has gone up. So
man, this is
so it's good for the Oscars.
No, I would actually go on. Yeah, I want to go watch Chris Rock's show now.
Man, this is good for everyone. It's good for the Oscars because no one's watching that right now. It's trending worldwide. Everyone's talking about all the Oscars. It's good for Chris Rock. He's going to sell shitloads of tickets. It's good for Will Smith because even though he hit him, he cried. Everyone felt sorry for him. If he'd punched him and actually knocked him out, everyone would be like, "Oh, he's done." He didn't even get escorted out of the place.
Yeah.
Now people are going to check out that he's won an Oscar. Some film I never even heard of before. Now I might watch it. I mean, I won't watch it, but if I were inclined, I would watch it.
And also-
I'm gonna boycott anything Will Smith now.
But it's good for comedians because now more people are going to get on stage and try and hit us. He's empowered a whole bunch of physical hecklers.
I'm not gonna watch anything with Will Smith.
Did you lose? What was it? Was the shitness of the slap or the fact that he tried to use violence to settle an argument and actually attack the comedian?
The fact that he should have been, as you said, there are people who done worse than him over the years, and he never said anything.
Yeah.
And he's picking on a comedian who's half his size and older than him. That's when he should have be acting all tough. Was when that guy went on TV and said that he was sleeping with Jada and whatnot. That's when he should have been angry.
Yeah.
Not know that a man. And he laughed at the joke. He initially laughed at the joke. So you can't then go back and be like, look at your wife and, oh shit, let me kick into gear.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
And it was like the most innocent, weak joke.
Yeah.
No, it's like
it was a throwaway. It was a throwaway joke, and he didn't like go in on her. He was like, yeah, you could play G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
What? You know what I mean? He didn't rinse her.
Didn't go on about her faulty immune system.
Yeah, alopecia is not cancer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not cancer. And though, yes, it would be distressing to people who have it, people are acting like he took the piss out of a cancer patient. He didn't.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say anything about alopecia. He just saying, look, you got a low hairstyle. You could play an army woman.
Yeah.
And
So-
I've got a question, Nico. As our resident black expert, we read an article.
That's me.
Well, to both of you then. Jamil, is that her name? In The Guardian.
Well, you better got that right.
Yeah,
You'd
well,
be
I don't know.
Victoria
Jamila
Connell be
Jamil
calling
in
you
The
racist.
Guardian wrote that this was an example of white privilege. How do you see that?
What? I don't understand.
Oh, yeah, this is a mad. I think we've got a link to this.
I don't understand.
Well, there's
How
certainly
you
a link.
arrive at that.
There's a link to.
She said everyone's going mad at Will Smith and we should feel bad for him because.
Oh no, that's somebody. Teo Barrow.
Oh, this is another one. What did Jamelia?
Oh, I don't know. I just read whatever you sent.
All right, well, this was
They
Teo
all look
Barrow.
the same to me.
Yeah.
Guardian journalist. That is.
Yeah, they all sound the same.
They all sound
Fucking
like
hell. All like going like twisting themselves in knots to find the fault. So you know they say it's the white outrage about Will Smith's slap is rooted in anti-blackness. It's inequality in plain sight. And then
But go in a bit more. I don't understand.
So Teo Barrow says says white men have done much worse at the Oscars. For example, just recently in 1973, John Wayne tried to get on stage to assault or try and stop a Native American woman accepting an award for Best Actor, accepting it on behalf of Marlon Brando. But it's like, man, I love it. Anytime they try and pick something out, it's always like, man, we've got to go back to somebody who was born before the First World War. You know, like to
Like when
find a bad example.
when they quote Bernard Manning as the example of comedy that's racist. It's been on TV since the 70s as well.
Yeah.
Give me some more. I don't understand how they arrive at that though.
Bring
Yeah,
the
I mean,
article up,
it's
Jeff.
basically anytime I read an article like this. So the Guardian has this article saying how it's white people's fault that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Man, they go in such like logical and linguistic knots. It's like watching a religious person try and justify that they saw a miracle, or the conspiracy theorist justifying something,
Or Leo justifying Nazis in Ukraine.
or Darius trying to like justify supporting Putin.
I don't support. I
Darius supports
categorically do
Darius
not support.
supports Putin.
Well, I just said I don't. I don't support Putin.
Why
do you
not?
support?
Are you a Nazi?
Why? What? That's even me.
That's what you're saying to me.
Well, I'll ask you this: do you support
Yeah.
the Azov battalion in the Ukraine?
Yes.
The Azov battalions themselves declare that they're neo-Nazis. So do you support Nazis in the Ukraine
I don't support Nazis in the Ukraine, but I support the Azov battalion.
who are Nazis?
Some of them might be Nazis.
They declare themselves as Nazis.
Contextually, you got to see them in the context of them.
Well, that's what her article. She said you got to see this in the context that she's trying to make Chris Rock look like this was a white privilege
what
thing.
you're doing exactly what these people do.
No,
you're like picking through every little detail of the Russia Ukraine war to like find something to discredit Ukraine. You're like, oh,
I'm not discrediting anyone.
they've got some of them don't have perfect woke values. You're like a woke person.
Now watch that Oliver Stone thing though. They are Nazis.
Yeah, they are Nazis. And they did commit war crimes. All I'm saying is we should hold them up to a higher standard than we hold up others.
Why?
Why?
Why should we hold up Ukraine to higher standards than Russia?
Because they're Western liberal values. Otherwise, you're just the same as Russia.
But like, so why have Ukraine got to do everything? Like, so you're being racist against Ukraine?
Okay. I'll take my point one by point logically without getting into a massive argument. Right? What would you say are Western liberal values which we're protecting in the Ukraine? Like, what would you say those things are?
Extreme Nazism. No, like equality, lack of corruption, freedom to do what you want, like
being basic tolerance, being the good guys,
freedom,
being the good guys. You'd agree with that?
Well, you're also free to be a bit of a dick if you want.
Well, but also you would suggest that although the West have a history of committing war crimes wherever they go, that we shouldn't be
we won't do anymore. I think we should have done, like, Syria is an interesting one, because I think Russia were empowered to do what they did in Ukraine because Russia just committed terrible war crimes in Syria, and the West did nothing about it because we were scared of getting embroiled in another thing. We're scared of going in and making another mistake like we did in Iraq.
Camera shifted, Matt.
Are we going to cut this bit out? Nico can't possibly do a podcast like this. His OCD's like kicking into overdrive.
Yeah.
Look at him, his brain's going mad.
Yeah.
Matt, one thing Nico needs is to be centered at all time.
So we're not going to talk anymore about... We had this screaming row. We had like a 20-minute screaming row about the Azov battalion being neo-Nazis. And now it's just like this very civilized...
Save it for the pod.
Darius is ready to punch me. I was genuinely thinking I'm going to have to get my laptop out the way in case he tries to smash it. You know when we had that screaming row about Nazis? You were? Oh, right. No, that's not recorded.
Yeah, basically, you need to... The best part of our podcast are the parts that aren't in the actual podcast.
Yeah.
So you need to, just FYI, to record.
Because now Darius is all like, he's calmed down. He's not...
The argument's still
he's fine with Nazis. He's absolutely fine with Nazis being in Ukraine. He's like, yeah, good guys. They're doing a good job over there. All right, they got some wacky views, but, contextually, which is important.
Not for me.
I wouldn't want them teaching kids in a school in Stockwell, but if they're fighting to the death, they're going to die. They're in Mariupol. They're surrounded by Russian troops. They're going to die. It doesn't matter if they're Nazis because they're going to be dead Nazis soon. And, like, to be honest, evil, mental, crazy Nazis are probably going to fight a little bit tougher than some, like, gender studies students. So, maybe there's a time and a place for vicious, evil Nazis. And when they're surrounded by Russian troops and they're going to die,
but you can see they're Nazis.
Thing is, contextually, that stuff. Like, why would they be fighting for a Jewish president? Why are there Jewish Azov battalion members? Why are there Israeli Azov battalion members? Because they're not. It's not like
because as Nico said the other day, he said, useful. They know what's useful for them. Oh look, I'm only telling you what's in their own stated manifesto is for white. They say they're white supremacists and anti-Semitic. I don't know why.
You just saw that on the internet. There was a thing in the BBC.
I saw that on their Wikipedia.
But they don't have a Wikipedia.
It's also in that thing, man. The Oliver Stone movie, man. It's great.
That guy's full of shit.
Anyway, my whole argument
Oliver
was
Stone.
We should be holding them up to the standards we want to be held up to.
Yeah.
Because I'm not condoning Russia, but I saw some nasty videos of the Ukrainians committing.
Well, apparently kneecapping. Apparently that's staged by Russia.
So it wasn't actually that one I was talking about. The one that I saw was a Ukrainian soldier FaceTiming a Russian's mum and saying your son's is in bits and being.
Why? So why was the Russian soldier in Ukraine? What was he doing there?
Look, I'm not condoning.
Was he there handing out sandwiches?
I'm not condoning the invasion.
People are upset. Oh my God, they must be Nazis.
I'm upset. Well, no, they are Nazis.
They are Nazis.
They are Nazis. I'm upset.
So if they're Nazis, why are they fighting for a Jewish president?
But that's because that's who their president is.
You're calling them Nazis. It's like when
they call themselves Nazis and they wear Nazi
Yeah, they don't know what it fucking means either. they're not 1939 Nazis.
They're still Nazis.
They're new. It's like New Labour.
They're neo-Nazis.
Yeah,
you're
they're
right.
neo-Labour.
And they stand for white supremacy and anti-Semitism.
Yeah, they got some wacky views, but like my enemy's enemy is, I'll tolerate his wacky views. I don't want them coming to Christmas dinner, but if they want to fight to the death in Mariupol and take out some fucking Russian barbarians, then fine. I'm happy with that. Although Russia is pulling back now. Russia is pulling back from Cherniv and Kyiv. I'm calling it Kyiv because, like,
you're one of them people who go Spain and come back talking about Barcelona.
It's called Barcelona.
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 Espanol.
Yeah, the Catalan people want me to call it that.
All the time you used to call it Kiev.
Yeah, but
everyone used to call
that
it
was the
Kiev.
Russian pronunciation. So I'm glad it's been updated.
That's something a woke person would do.
Yeah, it is something a woke person would do.
But woke people do some good things.
Pronouncing words properly. Fuck that.
Woke people do some good
It's
things.
Kiev. Chicken
Whoa,
Kiev.
whoa,
Kiev.
whoa. Wow, that is, come on.
Are you going to
that's
have
bullshit.
chicken Kiev tonight?
I can't believe you two are just upset that your boyfriend, Putin, has been totally humiliated and embarrassed.
No, he's
this
not.
is like if the UK tried to invade Wales.
Putin came out of this looking
couldn't do
better.
it. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That bit's getting clipped out. Sending it to Victoria Corin.
Oh, yeah, what about Leo's latest feud, your Victoria Corin? What's happening with that?
Oh, talking to neo-Nazis. I was called racist by a Nazi who's got Nazi emblems similar to the Azov Battalion on our book.
I thought she just had wacky views.
Well, if she was fighting to the death in Mariupol alongside David Mitchell.
What's this book thing then?
Well, we'll show it on the clip. This is a clip of me on GB News, which is a wonderful channel. You should all watch it. It's on TV. You can watch it on the app.
Are you allowed to mention recent developments at GB News?
I'm going to be, I've got a 12-month contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo's just signed a 12-month contract with GB News.
Yeah.
Good. And they made a special exclusion for the Free Speech podcast.
That's right. Yeah. So I can keep doing this. But it's the only thing I don't want to do, and they've allowed me to do it. I think
this is the gravy train, baby.
I think they could tell I was going to bail in 3 weeks anyway. So no, I can still do free speech at the same time. But if we watch this, we'll just watch the start of this first 45
This
seconds.
podcast
of
is going to take off.
It is. I think it's great.
Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe had some rather pointed words for the government at her first press conference back in the UK. A little bit of a marital dispute, in fact.
Yeah, so this is reported in the Daily Mail and the Independent. So Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, which is Iranian for ungrateful.
It's a good joke.
She certainly split the room, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. And, so
We don't need to watch the rest of it, do we?
Nah.
We can pause it now, Matt. Chat.
Who's the redhead?
That's Diane Spencer.
Diane Spencer.
Okay.
No, she's on the circuit. She's
Okay.
really. I don't know if she does. She does do Top Secret.
She does
Yeah, she had
backyard.
beef with Duya at Top Secret.
Oh, did she?
I heard
Why?
about that, yeah,
What
yeah.
was the beef?
Duya interrupted her or said something during the
I
show.
think heckled
She
her.
kicked off.
Kind of heckled her during the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about her beef. Here to
So,
talk
yeah,
about
your
my
beef. Yeah.
My feud of the week.
Is it still ongoing?
Kind of. Well, I'm going to reignite it because I'm not done.
I noticed you tried to reignite it, but you tagged in the wrong person.
Yeah, I
it shows
tagged-
the professionalism of
Yeah,
the Free Speech
yeah.
podcast. Some random person with one follower.
Yeah. Listen.
What's this T-shirt you're wearing, Darius? This looks
Yeah,
like
what
a
does that say?
racist
Booty
T-shirt,
O's.
man.
Yeah, why are you wearing a fucking racist T-shirt? I can't believe you just know it. You get off the fucking Azov Battalion.
This isn't racist.
Booty-
This
yeah,
is-
that's definitely.
definitely.
Why don't you
definitely
need,
racist.
this is the
Black people,
T-shirt.
booty
This
O's.
This is for the
Booty
New Day.
O's.
You never heard of the New Day? The New Day are a tag team champion. Were tag team champions. Good tag team in
Oh,
the
because
WWE.
there's never been racism in wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, they made this themselves.
Who made that? Hulk
The
Hogan?
New Day. The New Day. It's a new day. Actually, he just broke his neck.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they watched it.
Who,
Big
Hulk
E.
Hogan?
Big E, who's pull up, Jack. Pull up Big E suplex.
Who? Are we talking about Hulk
Are
Hogan?
we talking about Hulk Hogan?
No, Big E. So this guy is Big E. That is oh my god, my memory's so bad now. Big E, Jamaican.
Why would you bother remembering this in the first place?
Because wrestling's cool. But I haven't watched.
So this is new guys?
Well,
This
I
is-
mean,
this
they're
is
new
recent?
to you. Well, yeah. He was they've all been champions except for that guy.
Why has he got a big horn coming out his head?
So their whole
This is the
thing
most
is
racist thing I've ever
no,
seen.
it's not.
Booty O's.
So they made the thing called booty. So he broke his neck. But he didn't break it. He broke it, but he didn't get paralyzed. But he's this close to being
Right,
paralyzed.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
because
broke
sometimes people just fracture it, and then the bone, man, if you sneeze or whatever, the bone
Yeah.
can just go, and that's you
It
dead.
just got dropped on his head.
Jesus. How old is he?
Can
He must be old.
Who?
Booty.
No, they're all like 32, 33,
How come his t-shirt looks so shit then?
Because this is when they first started. It's like 5
right.
years old. I've watched it
Ah,
in
right,
the gym. Maybe Mooch has got a hard job.
I think with throwing curveballs like, pull up this, like, search for this clip about booty O's.
I don't
There
know
should
if
be a
we-
wrestling tag team called the Azov Battalion.
There was actual Nazis in the WWE.
Really?
Well, no. Is this the thing? Yeah, let's see. When was how?
Thing is, man, like, people just call everybody a Nazi.
Oh, yeah, look.
Belly suplex by Richard.
Wow, right on his head.
Oh.
Oh, actually, well, this guy's cut off. That's enough.
Landing on
Stop
his
now.
back, he landed
Before we get a copyright strike.
Yeah, from YouTube.
Anyway, Big E broke his neck. This is a tag team called.
But
the
I'm
New Day.
surprised more of that don't happen though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
More
because you're
neck-
chucking big guys around and like they're landing
How
on their
come
heads a
more
lot.
people don't
And what's the
get
safe way?
broken
What's the
necks and
safe
shit?
way of landing when somebody's done a suplex on you?
Oh, so he didn't rotate enough. He's meant to have rotated and gone on.
The guy throwing him.
But the guy throwing him, I think he slipped a little bit out of his arm.
Right.
And because he slipped, but Big E didn't rotate further enough on to land on his back. So he's landed bang straight on his neck.
Right.
And he got a compression injury. And
Jesus.
So he's done now for the rest.
No,
of
but he's so lucky because he's broken it, but he's broken it in such a way that he only has to wear a brace. He can still move everything. But like, because if you
no,
imagine,
but I mean, is he finished wrestling now for good?
he's just
He'll be back.
He'll be back in about 6 weeks. When the-
Jesus Christ.
because the imagine this is the bone
Yeah.
neck, yeah, and then the thing the spinal cord's through the middle, right?
Dr. Darius.
Dr. Darius, right? So when some people break their neck, or like Christopher Reeves, he had what's called a hangman's break, right? Which is when you have that, he fell off the thing
Separate.
and it's done.
Yeah.
The whole thing's separated. The nerve.
And you normally
the
just
cords are broken.
cords are gone.
normally just die.
But this Big E, what's happened to him? He had like a compression break, so it's bang like that, and the bone here is kind of fractured. So it is technically a neck break, but actually it's not as serious as someone who might have dislocated their
And
neck.
also, because I knew a guy who was a bodybuilder who was T-boned by a truck. And so he broke his neck. He didn't actually know that he'd broken his neck, first off. But because he had a big muscly neck, that actually held everything together, like
Yeah.
a neck brace.
That's not what happened.
So if
to
you've
him.
got a weak floppy neck, like like what some of these skinny comedians you see,
Who was that one you were arguing with? Owen Butterfield. Yeah,
Benjamin Butterfield.
He would have had his neck
Oh
broken.
man, he can't take a suplex.
He can't take a
Nah.
suplex. Anyway, what were we talking about
Matt
before we
Green
got into my
can take
my
a
racist
suplex.
T-shirt?
Oh, yeah, so
did
Victoria Corin.
Christopher Reeve, he fell off a horse.
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
fell off a horse.
Horse riding's quite dangerous.
he? Yeah, madness.
Getting on a big animal and you're high off the ground.
He was the best Superman.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. So yeah, talking
I
about
think that Henry guy does look like Superman though.
Oh, he's so
Henry
boring,
Cavill.
though. He's like,
Yeah,
he went to private school. You want to talk about white privilege? Look at all your movie stars who chat about white privilege to everyone. Henry Cavill went to.
No, but I'm just saying his face. He looks
Oh yeah,
like a good
he
face,
used to be fat when he was a kid.
facial wise. He's got
He's not fat
a
anymore.
good Superman face.
He does, but he's kind of boring.
yeah.
Like least, I mean, the films are rubbish, but he's not exactly Mr. Charisma.
You need somebody with some charisma. Christopher Reeve could do comedy. When he's Clark Kent, he could do the comedy side of it. Could do the cool Superman side of it.
But that's why Joker is the easiest. People always get props for playing Joker, but I reckon that's the easiest role
Yeah,
to play.
just that crazy.
Why?
Acting crazy is easy.
Yeah.
Are you an actor?
I've done
I've
acting.
done acting.
What
Have
acting
you?
have you done?
Yeah, what-
Actually, we were in a
I
commercial
were
together.
in a Dreamies commercial.
Oh, yeah, it's us. We did that together.
Yeah.
We pretended
What
we were
is
cats.
the Dreamies commercial?
We were cats.
I can't find it anywhere now.
We had to, and I took it very seriously.
Did you dress up as a cat?
I was a method cat actor.
He was shitting in a tray full of gravel.
Yeah.
Didn't you do some whiskey one as well?
Whiskey.
You would, dressed up as a bottle of whiskey or something.
I was in a Lucozade ad as well back in Barbados. I was
Whoa.
a goalkeeper.
Whoa.
And we did an advert for Dulcolax
Or Senecott.
or Senecott or something.
Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't
some
really
sort
an
of-
advert. We did a gig in conjunction with Dulcolax where everyone had to do like shit-based material, and Leo was like, finally, my
I'm
time,
like
my time has
number
come.
I did an hour and a half at the top.
And then they filmed it for a gig, and then
Yeah.
I don't know if you can technically call that acting, doing a gig.
Yeah, I don't know if it is acting. We had to talk in a round table thing as well.
Oh yeah,
That was-
about shits we did, which was the basis for Leo's seminal hit podcast, Shit Stories. That every now and then I get recommended. Listen to Andy Zapp talk about a shit, and it's got like 50 views, and I'm like, no. You got Vicky to do it as well.
Yeah,
If you go on YouTube and Google Shit Stories, there's Leo's prototype YouTube channel that, even though he's now got a contract working for an actual news organization,
Yeah.
he's left online, and it's
Yeah.
just him interviewing people talking about
Man,
shit.
that
they've taken.
podcast would have taken off. That was funny.
For all those shit
Man,
fanatics
That's
out
some
there.
funny stories. Andy Zapp was hilarious. That Tony Morese was hilarious.
What was his story?
Tony Morese shit himself on stage. He's doing some play, and he shit himself on stage, and also he shit himself in the car. And he said he'd been driving. He said he'd been driving because he gets IBS or whatever. He'd been driving all the way home to like.
He said he shat in a bucket or something.
Yeah, wait, I think that I can't remember what the other ones were, but he was driving home, like, you know, got all the way. It was like 20 minutes drive. He's like just busting. He knows he's going to shit himself. Gets out of the car, goes up to the house, turns the key in the door, and shits himself.
Tony Morese, if you're listening, you don't know who he is. He is one of the funniest comedians. Absolutely. If you think Alistair Williams is a conspiracy theorist, wait till you meet Tony Morese, man. This guy,
Oh, man.
he's the elite level conspiracy theorist. He's telling you shit. But amazing.
If they ever got together, like some sort of pyramid, a holographic pyramid would form, and like a beam would appear from the space.
I mean, we gotta get Tony and Al on the show for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
Together.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. We should
Tony
definitely get Tony on sometime.
That would be insane.
On his own, man. He's hilarious.
Tony is so funny. One of the best. Like, so funny is so hard to follow as an MC. One time he was at a gig. It was across the road from a kebab shop, right? And you could see into the kebab shop. So he's emceeing the gig. He pulls out his phone. He phones up the kebab shop, and he starts going, "Ataka-taka-taka," and you could just see the guy in the kebab shop going, "Ataka-taka," and he's going, because Tony knows a bit of Turkish, so he's going "malaka" or whatever how you swear in Turkish, and you could just see the guy going mad through the window. That's funny, Nico. That's comedy gold.
Yes.
We'll fucking laugh then, Nico.
Yeah. It's good, man.
Go fucking acting as a cat. Be a goalkeeper in a Lucas Aid advert with your long, flat Cat Williams hair. I remember that. Anyway, your feud with Victoria Conwyn. or whatever.
Corin, yeah. So the next bit was I can't. What is the next link? If you bring it up, I'll remember. Because
Do you know what the funniest thing about this? Are we allowed to mention your celebration this past Friday? I think everyone knows
yeah.
that you were getting married.
Yeah.
So Leo's so autistic, he didn't even tell me I was the best man. I only found out because he tweeted, "Well, my best man's Iranian."
Well, because
convenient.
Because I was being criticised for being racist to an Iranian. Because I was criticising Iranian, I was like, "My best man's Iranian." You weren't, but I had to make you my best
That's
man
right.
to try and not look racist. So yeah, and also it put you in the position of having to suddenly write a speech.
I had to write an
So-
impromptu speech. You know what's funny though? Your family fucking a diverse Benetton range of colours.
Yeah,
Surprisingly,
yeah, we got mixed race. Yeah.
and not so
Very
not the
2022.
Quintessential racist.
My family was doing mixed race stuff back when like it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't in every advert.
Yeah, that's right. I spoke to Uncle Dev?
Yeah,
Nice guy,
yeah, he's
Where's
a
he
nice
from?
guy.
Indian.
I think what's that? Mumbai.
Yeah,
I call it Mumbai now, not Bombay.
Indian.
It's,
But
Barcelona.
it kind of looks like my dad. I brought Navarra there. She thought it was her granddad.
Listen.
Because she's racist, they all look the same to her. Anyway, yeah, go on for the feud.
Oh yeah. So what's the next bit? Oh yeah. So Victoria Corin shared. You know that clip about 45 minutes ago. Remember?
Oh yeah, the Nazanin.
Yeah, so I said that joke about Nazanin. I said, I introduced the story. I was like,
Do you want to know what Nazanin actually means in Farsi?
Is it not ungrateful?
No,
What does it mean?
it means Azov Battalion and neo-Nazis.
Great. That's great. So Victoria Corin
I'm
said,
tired, man.
"You're tired."
I get.
Struggling.
Didn't you
What
have?
the fuck? What time is it?
Have you had sugar, Nico?
It's
No.
6 p.m.
I had an orange juice.
Eat your
Man,
fruit.
you know that's sugar. So basically, Nico revealed to me the other day that when he eats sugar, which he's addicted to, he has a crash. And now what you're witnessing...
But I only had orange juice.
That's got lots of sugar in it.
Oh, you know what was funny yesterday, Nico? Your joke about Ukraine and Barbados. That was really funny.
Thanks,
Why?
man. Thank you.
It's just a can I do a poor rendition of the joke?
No, because I want to practice it tonight.
Yeah, but just so I can fill them in, and it's not going to ruin the joke. I'll give them the
You'll
outlines.
still
of it.
be
It's
able
really
to practice tonight, Nico.
Yeah, you can still do it if you're
Go ahead
awake.
if you want, yeah.
So he goes, because Barbados is like tiny country, right? But we think we're powerful country. So like, I was shocked because the Beijing president came out. Beijing prime minister came out and said, "Listen, Russia, you do not invade Ukraine." Imagine my shock when I woke up the next morning and they'd invaded Ukraine. They hadn't listened to the Beijing, and then he talked about like if Russia invaded Barbados, they just, what did you say?
That's a punchline, so I can't give that one away.
Oh, okay, but it was a very funny bit.
That was a great anecdote, Darius.
Fuck you. I'm just trying to make him wake up, but if we don't talk,
Yeah,
to
how
him,
come
engage him.
you're not waking up?
I'm tired, man.
Well, just force yourself to not be tired.
What is your peak
Sometimes you got to
awake
just turn it
time?
on.
I don't think I have any. I gonna see someone, man.
You know what?
What are you
You
gonna
might
see?
be dehydrated. Drink the water.
No, I gonna see someone about why I'm always tired, man.
Because you've got ADHD.
I don't sleep properly. That's the thing, man.
You said you're never going to REM sleep.
Yeah, I don't sleep properly, so
I wonder why
that's
that
the main
is.
thing, man.
Nico's had sleep studies done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did that happen?
because I can't sleep.
Yeah. So what was their result? Well, what was their results then?
That I
Did
got. Yeah, they give me melatonin.
Now, well, why are you not taking that anymore?
No, I don't take it.
Why?
Did it work?
Because I read something online that if you take it too much or something could happen. So I stopped taking it.
What could happen?
I don't know.
I,
Something that is not good.
well, is it
Wow,
worse
so-
than
But
being asleep in
melatonin is
this
like a
podcast?
normal thing.
Yeah, it's a hormone. It's a sleep hormone.
Yeah.
Oh.
They give you melatonin.
I'd just take it, man.
Yeah, I'd take it so you could function.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe-
I
maybe.
might go see them again.
And what about, do you work out or anything? Do you do
Yeah,
exercise?
sometimes. Yeah.
He
The
does.
exercise
He does
is good.
Muay Thai.
Oh, yeah, that Muay Thai. Do you ever fall asleep in that?
No, not really.
Right.
No.
This is a gripping episode.
I just gotta be honest. I'm struggling, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Victoria Corin and Leo's feud.
All right, yeah.
Man, this is the longest story we've ever had.
So, yeah, so Victor, well, it wouldn't be so fucking long if we just did it.
It's not my fault he's tired.
So Victoria Corin says, "My word, I'm not one to criticise other people's attempts at TV," which is good because so she must not be about to criticise me. But
You know
if,
I'm not racist, but
if this stumbly, cackling, racist incompetence is what GB News puts out as a trailer, what on earth is the rest of it like? And actually, in the full trailer, man, it's good. We cover the story. There's funny bits. There's, you know.
it was at
We go
like,
quite in depth on the geopolitics of, you know, energy, global energy, and how we've got to cozy up to Iran. There's quite a few.
It was just a funny joke, and it's not racist. It was just it's a linguistic joke.
Yeah.
You know
And she had a go at Diane for, she said Diane forgets her lines at one point. We don't have lines, but it's quite revealing because we don't have lines. We're just ad-libbing this show. We just go through 20 stories from the next day. We've got to get them like an hour before, and you know we can go. So we get to read them, and then we just talk about them. And it's not scripted. But for Victoria Corin to assume that it's scripted shows that everything she does is scripted. She's got writers. She's just sitting there reading stuff out. And
Apparently, she's a very good poker player, and she won many poker tournaments, like millions of pounds from poker.
yeah.
I read a book about her, or maybe it was her book about poker.
Bet you'd like to poker. And the next,
Hey.
the next
He
line,
means have sex with her
yeah.
in her anus.
The next
That was a
line.
good one.
What's the next one? What does it
I
say?
enjoyed that one, Darius. That was better than the other one.
Which one?
Than the Tony Moraes
You scroll
story.
up.
Yeah.
That was a
What does
good
that
one.
say?
Yeah, thanks, man.
Hell. Scroll. Oh, that's the same one. What's the next link? Don't go 3 link. Don't go back.
The problem
The
was
next-
because you were getting married, you didn't reply.
I didn't reply to. Oh yes, I didn't. I couldn't reply because I was busy. I had stuff going on. This is why, man, never get married or anything. Don't do anything except comedy. Comedy.
And marry the right woman. You gotta marry the right woman.
Yeah.
Kanye married the wrong woman.
Yeah.
Will Smith married the wrong woman.
Yeah.
And look at them now.
Yeah.
Career in tatters.
Yeah.
No, not Will Smith's.
Bill Smith is in tatters. No one has respect for him anymore.
Oh, no one had respect for ages.
So basically, Victoria Coren said that I'm racist because, like, she went into it and like explained that.
Would your wife want you to slap someone who says something about her?
Probably not if they're like just little. You know what I mean? Where's the sort of heroism in just going and slapping somebody who's little?
Yeah,
Be like me slapping Darius.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mine would. Mine's Scottish. Should go fuck him. Go hit him now.
Oh yeah, but Victoria Coren. So she said I was racist because I was criticising Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, right? And it's obviously not racist because I'm criticising a specific person. She said, like, 'cause I demanded that she explain, and she did explain what she meant by calling me racist. She said because I'm saying Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe is Iranian for ungrateful, I'm conflating a negative thing, being ungrateful, with being Iranian. And I'm obviously not. I'm obviously just criticising one specific person. Also, Iran's not a race. It's a country full of like all kinds of race. You got the Ali G tribe over here. You've got all kinds of races in Iran.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how far you come from your early feuds with such amazing people as who were the whole northern-based promoters that you fell out with?
Yeah.
With like
absolutely nobodies.
And now you're actually guys with 600,000. You're getting really good feuds.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Like the growth. Sorry, I spat on you.
Yeah.
The growth that Leo's gone through. Who was he feuding with? I can't remember.
Go and slag off some northern promoters, Darius.
I don't know any of their names. Actually, never gig in the north, really.
Yeah.
I still can't get over this shirt.
But anyway, man,
That is so good.
if you could just put your ADHD to the side for just a second, and I could just finish.
Okay, sorry.
So she said I'm racist because I criticised this woman, and like she said like I associated a negative thing with Iran, and I didn't. I criticised one specific person, and Iran, even if I'd criticised Iran, it's not a race, so that wouldn't be racist. The worst it would be xenophobic. And I love Iran. What's not to love about Iran? I love their persecution of LGBTQ people, women.
There's no gay people in Iran.
I love the terrorism. I love the funding of
They have a great goat
terrorism.
soup in Iran.
But that's an actual good thing. I'm like doing some things that are obviously bad.
But there's no
No,
gay
but some
people in
people
being
Iran.
sarcastic.
Some people think there's no goat soup in Iran.
I don't know if they do or not.
Okay.
But anyway,
Goat soup in Iran.
Anyway, I wasn't criticising Iran, and even if I was, it's not a race. I was criticising one specific person. So, but then because Victoria Coren has like taken this one thing and like made it, this means you're racist. Let's see what she's done on that clip. Let's watch this clip.
I haven't seen this. Let's see. I don't know what I'm watching.
So she's drawn a swastika.
Victoria, what's your...
You can stop it now. She's drawn a swastika.
How dare her?
She's drawn a swastika
Or
on
how dare she?
on a book because she's the only reason I can think of. Why would you draw a swastika on a book? Why
Unless
would you?
you're a member of the Azov battalion.
Exactly.
I knew
Why
that
would
was
you?
coming.
Exactly.
Why would you do that?
She's a vicious neo-Nazi.
Neo-Nazi. Yes.
Yeah. As we
should
can
send her
judge
to the-
by her
we should
actions.
send her to the front
Because there's
line.
no way somebody can be making a joke. You know what I mean? Everything's got to be taken at complete face value these days.
The worst one I saw was worse than that was the video of her doing stand up when she was 19.
Oh, well, the next clip.
Oh, is that the next one?
Yeah. Let's watch her do stand up. Oh, bear in mind, just before we play this. So it's not like, she's 19 years old, she's doing comedy. It's not like she fought her way through the clubs. Or her dad was a BBC comedian, Alan Coren. He was a BBC comedian. And so obviously she's had this just easy path.
Her husband is such a bellend. Giles Coren. I remember
That's her brother,
Who's the guy? Who's the chef one?
Giles Coren.
Oh, he's the biggest dickhead. I just remember one time he went on TV and goes, I don't know why poor people eat these ready-made microwave meals. Why don't they? Look, just takes like the same amount of time, 7 minutes, to make this steak.
Did he say poor people?
No, he said like lower, like he implied it, and then he went, look how quick it is to make a delicious steak baguette. Then he pulled out like a £20 worth of steak at like a really expensive Waitrose baguette. So they're eating it because they can't afford that, you fucking moron, and they're lazy.
And also, yeah, if they weren't lazy, they'd get a proper job. Am I right?
Yeah.
But
Anyway, I don't like him.
Giles Corrin, funnily enough, he got accused of racism by Sima Ferdows, who called me racist when she was working for the LCA, the Live Comedy Association.
But you've got a certificate, does he?
He doesn't have a certificate. He got kicked off his show.
What was his... He was actually racist, though. I've read some stuff where he's been actually racist.
Well, man, that sucks. I was hoping he hadn't been racist.
No, he had. But no, I don't know if that she called her out for that.
I think she just likes calling people racist. I think it's a thing for these people.
Yeah. Some people
They just like calling people racist.
But that thing they did with you is the same thing. That's a common tactic, because they did the same thing with the whole Will Smith and Jada thing last night, and they were saying that what Chris Rock was doing, black women are targeted in comedy shows or whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a historical ongoing thing of black women being, the target of blah 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 jokes.
Yeah.
And even Vicky was messaging me that, because Vicky's gone super woke now. Anytime I say anything I say anytime about that has anything with I said Jada pegs Will of this I'm certain, and Vicky comes in, you're being a toxic masculine man and blah blah blah, you know what I mean, and she comes in with like gender studies nonsense. And anyhow, but they were saying that that black women are the target of these jokes and blah 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 blah. I'm like, listen, you could have made that argument had he only been picking on black women the whole night.
Yeah.
You can't make that argument when everybody was catching strays the whole night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He made fun of Javier Bardem and his wife, who are they're Spanish or Latino descent.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He made fun of, everybody
Spanish.
gets poked at.
Yeah.
He made a joke about Jada, who happens to be black. He wasn't rinsing black women the whole night. So you can't then go and say, it's da-da-da on black women, and it's ridiculous.
And you can't. And Will Smith was laughing at all the jokes all the way along. And then it gets to the joke.
He laughed at that joke too.
And this is the thing that people that get offended at comedy clubs, they'll laugh. They'll laugh all the way through, and then they'll be, this one joke that upsets me because of something personal that happened to my life.
The funny thing is, Nico's like, he was making fun of everyone. He's making fun of Javier Bardem. He's making fun of his wife and Jada, and that's the only people I saw in the clip. I presume he was making fun of everyone as well.
But he had to be, man. That's how those award shows go.
But I think that was the only award he gave out, was it? He wasn't.
No, he was.
Oh, was he the host?
Who was
No,
the host?
I think he was just host. I think they had no set host. I think it was different people coming up and doing it. But
I made that up then.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
To fit my argument.
I don't think Will Smith is going to sue.
Yeah.
Might slap you. But yeah, so do you want to watch a clip of Victoria Corrin doing stand-up comedy?
Will this get us a copyright?
No, it's on Daily Motion.
I don't like growing up. I think you're getting old when your favourite day of the week is Sunday. Because you know how when you're a kid they're really boring, but now my idea of a good time is getting a glass of sherry and lying in front of the Waltons, trying to figure out what their poll tax bill would be. I am getting old. I was 19 a few weeks ago. Now I can't walk 200 yards in a straight line without suggesting...
Man, I hate when I'm 19, I'm getting old. Someone needs to just run in and fly kick her just for that thing. Do we have to watch the rest of that thing?
Oh, yeah.
I want to watch it. I'm enjoying it.
I mean, some cake.
I'm
Some cheesecake.
I'm enjoying it.
You play it again, please.
No, I'm good. Who's the woman in the pink bra at the bottom?
A cup of tea and a bit of apple strudel, which I can spew out all over the table while shouting about how when I was young, you could have a night on the town, a fish supper, and still have change out of a hen. But I'm not violently ageist. I'm not one of these people that thinks it's funny just to see an old person fall over in the street or something. Unless they can't get up again, of course. Well, they brought it on themselves. I had nothing against old people at all till a couple of years ago, but they weren't content, were they? Not happy to just sit in their sheltered housing and eat walnut cake. They had to start going
Don't
on
be getting
blind
saliva all
dates.
over my cheesecake. Put it on a tissue.
I'm trying
I
to get it
love
out of
that
the thing.
programme. I'd lie
Lift
there
it
every
out,
week.
put it in
Did they,
tissue.
didn't they? When it's 92-year-old Mavis and Ken from Bournemouth? I don't think so. Did they, didn't they make it through the morning without coughing up phlegm and talking about the first time they saw a banana would be more to the point.
She's crushing
That's
though.
what growing
I
up
thought
was
this
to me.
was going to be
And
shit.
losing all sense of perspective, caring more if your
I'd
kid
love to
goes
see her at
swimming
Top
after
Secret,
a big
Nico.
meal than if people are sleeping in boxes in Trafalgar Square or something. And thinking that no front room is complete without a footstool and having the vegetable selection instead of the chips. And complaining about the heat every time the sun comes out and reading a newspaper the size of Cornwall and saying that Viz is in bad taste.
You've got a real problem saying her teeth
kids
past.
to grow up and disagree with you. So that instead of
Darius
having a
usually
decent
last
argument, you
man
just
to be talking about
push
people
your chair out with a
pronunciation.
face and smile and say, yeah, I was a revolutionary once too. Sad, isn't it? Thanks a lot.
Whoa.
I think she killed
But
it,
they
man.
say with age comes wisdom. It's a lie.
Bonus material. Thank you for that.
With
What?
age comes wisdom. I asked my granddad if that was true,
What the hell?
but he just dribbled.
Why is it still going?
What show was that from? Where does it say it's from?
It's called. Oh wait, it's
Exciting times.
in
Exciting time on Channel 4.
But yeah, man, what annoys me about these? So she obviously immensely privileged, privately educated, Oxbridge. Dad works comedy for the BBC. So obviously she just floats into the BBC, floats into comedy, and then she's fucking sniping. She's having a go at comedians who've grafted on the circuit.
I invited her on the podcast.
and she didn't even reply because she's racist against
She's
Iranians.
racist
And
towards
blacks.
I'm black.
and black. She actually specifically said, "I hate Nico."
Yeah.
I think. I allege.
We're going to get sued.
Oh man, that'd be funny. Well, funnily enough, this is a good thing about marrying a barrister.
Yeah.
She's all like, "Well, yeah, you could sue for this."
Huh. What has she have you tagged her in the right tweet to engage her again?
Somebody replied and tagged her. Shall I see if she's replied?
Yeah, see if she's replied. See if she's
She probably wants it all to go away.
Yeah.
Tell her come on the
Tell her
pod.
to come on. Say, invite her on the podcast. Say, listen, Darius and Nico are impartial moderators.
Yeah. Has she replied? I don't think she's replied. If I go to her Victoria Corner, I see her tweets and replies.
So you don't follow her? You
Why would I follow someone?
I'm going to follow her now.
Don't follow me.
I already follow you.
I don't want to, she's getting more attention because of me.
Nico, tit at her and say, follow me on the on thingy. What
Oh,
other
she's
stuff
having
is
an
it?
argument with Constantine.
Oh, is she? What's she saying? We should get Constantine on.
Oh, yeah. So Constantine is basically saying I wasn't racist. Loads of people came out and said, I'm not racist.
Can you tell Constantine to tell her to come on the podcast?
Yeah, she should come on the podcast.
Would you like to see Victoria Corrin on the Three Speech podcast? Have we got anything else to talk about? I don't think.
We'll get some.
We got to talk about that.
We'll get some air fresheners and stuff. We are basically in a shipping container, 4 men, just fucking sweating.
We're fit men.
But yeah, we'll open a window. We'll get some air fresheners, so it's
I
nice.
just followed her.
I'll get a cheesecake.
Send her a DM.
Do you check to see who's following you back? So you're happy to just follow people who don't follow you.
I don't care, man.
Well,
I don't care
do.
about Twitter.
I do. I viciously unfollow people if they don't follow me.
What other?
Unless they're important, like Alexei Navalny, I'd follow.
Who was the dude in Ukraine who got the disease of the face? That president, remember?
Oh, Poroshenko? Was it
Was that
Poroshenko?
orange or something? Agent Orange they used on him.
Was it Poroshenko?
What else do we have to talk about, Nico? You said we had something to talk about.
Oh, that woman that say that comedians outdated and that.
So there was a tweet. I guess I'll be the one to fucking bring this in. A fashion journalist said, "Why do we on Twitter?" So it obviously went viral.
Yanukovych, sorry.
Because why do we even need comedians anymore? Even my gran is funnier on Twitter than anyone else. So let's get rid of comedians.
Yeah.
And people were retweeting it seriously, but I was like,
Nico, get
off your phone.
phone.
I thought it was funny. Like the tweet was funny, but it's also
people watch this to see. Should we put Nico and Darius? Should we give them opportunity? If you're gonna be on Question Time,
It's not me. Yeah,
Fucking
Nico,
about your
this is why
phone,
you don't
having
get
a
on
sugar
GB
crash.
News, because you'll have a sugar crash and then sleep.
That'd be great.
Listen,
Bring
but
some authenticity
that
to live television. I can't even talk. I really struggle with that word.
That tweet,
Yeah.
it was funny, but for me, it's just sows the
No,
idea.
no. That was not funny.
No,
she meant
didn't.
that.
Oh no, she
Oh,
meant
yeah,
that
yeah,
seriously.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, I get that. She meant it seriously, right? But for me, and obviously I found it funny. I think we all found it funny because it's ridiculous. But it moves the window of the conversation. Like, oh look, like
The
and
Overton window.
The Overton window. So right now, like it's we're laughing at it.
Yeah.
But 5 years time, it might be the case that
Yeah.
look, we should censor comedians. We should stop them speaking because ultimately we're the ones who would allegedly make fun of whoever's in
Because
charge.
they censor the Babylon Bee is still off Twitter.
I thought I saw it's back on now.
No, I think it's still banned. Well, they can't post. Their tweets are still up.
Oh,
but,
so it's still off.
but they can't post any new ones, so they're suspended. Because comedy can speak truth to power, and with wokeism, it's an ideology so flawed. So Babylon Bee, just saying that Rachel, what's her face,
Rachel Levine.
Levine is Man of the Year. It's they can't. Their ideas are so weak they can't stand up to any comedy, so they just crumble. You can't criticize. Like if I said, oh that look, the sky is orange, everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's obviously blue. But like, you know what I mean? Like, bad ideas can crumble in front of comedy. And yeah, like 20 years ago, the idea of having like a big strapping fucking professional male swimmer guy just transition
And
and like
even 2 years ago, even before for 3 years ago, and now I read recently British cyclist, a male to female trans cyclist has entered the British cyclist thing, and she's only just transitioned, but her testosterone's low. But she's only now allowed to compete as a female. Her last race, she was competing as a male, like last month, and she dominated the males, beat all the men. She set all the. She owns like the UK national record as a dude. So she's just gonna walk into the women's championship and just absolutely dominate it.
yeah,
Proving.
What's the person's name?
Bridges.
I read it. I don't know.
I think it's Emily Bridges or Emma Bridges, something like that.
So this is a man who was winning as a man.
21.
No, it's
a man. It was a woman. It's a man.
So it's a woman,
Formerly a man.
formerly a man.
But
21
when
years
they were
old.
a man,
So they were a man up until like
Yeah.
2 months. Well, they were transitioning.
Even when they were transitioning, they were beating men.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were transitioning to become a woman. So
So they're going to definitely beat women. Yeah.
but they could still rate, and they own the UK in their age group, they own the records. For the British cycling championship. So the only reason they couldn't, so I wanted to compete against women from before, but they were already beating the men
Yeah.
That's mad.
with low testosterone.
So I'm wondering, what's going to be the point? And man, it's funny because the woke newspapers, like the Independent, posted an article about, here's all the data and the analytics that show that Leah Thomas didn't have an unfair advantage. It's like you see the picture. You see she's like 2 feet fucking taller. You see when they dive in, she like hits the water like fucking a long way in front. She's like obviously got like so much. She's
Zero advantage.
huge. So the one drawback she's got is the fact that she's got her genitals on the outside, which creates drag in the water. But apart from that, she's got everything set up to.
I know why I'm so sleepy.
Why?
Why?
Too much testosterone.
Testosterone should make you more
Yeah.
angry and have energy.
Yeah, like Darius.
No, but it's overload.
What do you mean?
Too much. Carrying too much testosterone.
You know who's
Well,
got
overload
might
converts to estrogen, and then you grow breasts.
That's true, actually.
Well,
And you
I
act
don't
like a
have enough
bitch.
testosterone then.
You've got what?
You just got
I
too
don't
much
have,
estrogen.
I don't have that case there.
You know who's got high testosterone
Who?
levels? Nick Dixon.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's got high testosterone levels. Apparently, he finds it incredibly easy to put on muscle. That's true. That's what he's told me.
I don't believe you.
I'm not lying.
He's
got-
winding you up.
He's not.
He's winding you up.
He's shown me that he can do that. He's got high testosterone levels.
Well, why does he go to the gym, put on
he
loads of
does
muscle?
go
then?
to the gym.
Why isn't he really muscly then?
He's looking better than he has been.
How do you look cut though? How do you get that cut look?
You got to
Gotta
diet.
stop eating shit.
You got to diet down.
Yeah.
You got to lean out.
Stop eating a whole cheesecake during a podcast record.
No, but like Cristiano Ronaldo, that's the type of body
Yeah.
I like.
You got to
So
stop
he's
eating
got
shit.
low body
He's
fat.
chiseled.
He's got low body fat, and he eats probably now he maintains, but to get to that, he's got hold on to a lot of muscle, so he's muscly anyway, and he's dieted down, so he's quite lean.
So it's the body fat that.
Body fat's what makes you look. But the thing is, if you
Gets your abs and stuff.
But the thing is, there's skinny guys who've got abs, but they've got no muscles at all.
Yeah.
And they just look like rubbish. And there's actually skinny guys who are skinny, and then they take off their top and they just look like shit because they've got no muscle.
Yeah.
No, but I can get muscle.
So I
want that cut.
If
look.
you wanted to get cut, you'd probably have to lose about how much? At least a stone.
And saying you're a fat shit.
And you wouldn't like it because you said no, I'm not. He's not fat, but if you want to get that cut look, your face would get cut as well because you can't lose it from anywhere. It starts there and it goes all over.
Age your face.
Yeah, a lot of people who get too cut.
Because black don't crack until you cut.
Like what's his face? The
That's
singer.
the saying.
That was
Craig David.
But you said you had visceral. The doctor told you had visceral fat, or something. Is that right?
I got fat on my organs.
Well, that's really
Fuck.
bad. That's the worst type of fat.
Visceral.
Visceral.
It's hard.
Yeah.
So it's hard to break down, I guess.
Man, you should do your fast.
How'd you get rid of visceral fat?
You got to fast. You got to
Really?
fast and diet.
Do I have visceral fat?
Yeah, you've got like that fat weird stuff.
You eating a cheesecake? What's that? I missed that one. What's that?
I do have a fat stomach.
No, but sometimes it sticks out. It's not so bad recently.
Yeah. But is that posture or something rather than?
That might be. I don't know. But it might be the fat underneath
wrap
your,
up soon, though.
in the belly. Yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, we should.
Is there anything else?
Okay.
Is there anything else we got to say
This
before we
is
go?
a scintillating podcast.
This was sizzling hot.
Oh yeah, just ripping along.
turns
Really,
out- turns
just
out
pinging. We had a plan. We stuck to it.
Turns out Mooch keeps us on track. Yeah. Anything else before we go?
I think ADHD medication keeps us on track.
Yeah.
For the sake of the podcast, you got to make sure we get our dose.
Man, have you even made your appointment to see him yet, Nico?
No, because he's got ADHD. How can he make an appointment to see an ADHD doctor when he's got ADHD?
I was speaking to Mark. He said, we at Top Secret, we might need a manager. I said, you know what? Nico might be a good manager. He knows how the club runs. Listen, like and subscribe. That's all you need to do. Leave us a review, 5 stars, whatever.
Don't share this episode with your friends.
Maybe this is a good episode.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Sometimes they just like
If we had the bit where we were screaming at each other about the Azov Battalion, I don't know why you're so cool about the Azov Battalion now.
I got it all out before the
We got to remember, save it for the pod.
Save it for the. We should rename this pod. Save it for the pod.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. Go see Nico.
Oh, yeah.
When is it? 4th, 5th, 6th?
April 5th, 6th, 7th. Glasgow, Newcastle, Edinburgh. April 12th, Manchester, Frog and Bucket. Ticket link in my Instagram bio or my Twitter bio. Bring your friends. It's going to be a great show. It's one of the finest hours of stand-up out there. I talk about...
Fucking hell, your trailer for us about an hour as well.
Yeah.
I talk about trans rights.
Oh, God.
I talk about gaslighting.
Oh, that was
take he's
funny.
got in that.
I talk about the patriarchy. I talk about the war in Ukraine.
And that's why he was the Guardian Show of the Year because of all these words.
It's the gaslighting bit, because I did a bit about gaslighting and
My
how
gaslighting bit.
it's just like the last thing that men had, like, was we could call women crazy while they were fucking keying our car, and now you can't even call them crazy because that's gaslighting.
No, mine is different to that.
His is different. He's not K-coded you. Like that. It shows that two people can have the same topic but go different ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
As opposed to exactly the same joke.
Hitting every point beat for beat.
Anything to promote, Leo?
I'm going to be in Dublin this Friday and Saturday, 1st and 2nd. So if you're watching this podcast, I've probably, I'm on tonight and tomorrow.
I'm in Scotland. I'm in Friday. I'm doing the Stair Comedy Club in Edinburgh, which I've helped co-promote. So there'll probably be no one there. And on Saturday, I'm at Glasgow Rotunda.
And eat bootios.
Eat bootios, baby.
Bootios, baby.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was one of our worst ones ever.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the best one.
No, that was terrible.